The following is a presentation of Puska Media Services in cooperation with the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. It's time to talk Walleye Tournament Championship Fishing. This is Catching Gold, the official podcast of the NOWT. In the next 30 minutes, hear all of the latest information on the trail, plus highlights of all of the stops across Northern Ontario. We will interview the anglers, corporate partners, volunteers, and bring you inside access like never before. Watch Catching Gold on the YouTube channels of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail at the official NOWT, the Northern Corridor Podcast Network, and PuskaMediaServices.com. Now let's hear from the guys, host Dennis J. Puska, and trail executive members and anglers Shane Turcotte and Dean Bliss.
It is great to have you with us for another exciting edition of Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. I'm Dennis J. Puska. Happy July, everyone, as we have hit a brand new month. Before we go further, I want to thank everyone for tuning into our podcast wherever you're getting it from. Whether it's on the NOWT's YouTube page at the official NOWT, whether you're also watching it on the Northern Corridor Podcast Network's YouTube page, or maybe you're getting us at PuskaMediaServices.com, our numbers have been tremendous. We thank you for joining us each and every time we produce one of these shows, and we're looking forward to even more shows, even more entertaining interviews as our season rolls on. Well, speaking of the season, we started off in Timmins with the Timmins Expedition and the NOWT Championship. Then we moved on to Dubreuilville and the Big Fish Factory, the Dubreuilville Walleye event. And then now we are wrapping up the Geraldton Walleye Classic. We're about a weekend removed from that, and it was a very successful event on Lake Kanagamissis in the McLeod Provincial Park and their campgrounds. Kanagamissis Fish and Game hosts were tremendous, providing us with the event, and they did such a tremendous job. And speaking of which, on our show today, you're going to be hearing from Donna Pelletier. She is the lead organizer of the Geraldton event, and she's been doing it seems like forever, for a long time. She loves doing it, loves giving back, enjoys what it brings to the community of Geraldton and the surrounding area, and she's going to fill us in of what it does in the long run, a little bit more about what makes the event so successful. Shane Turcotte, Dean Bliss will be alongside to join me for that interview. Then, of course, we're going to hear from the winners of the Geraldton tournament. That, of course, is Nathan Kozlovich of Campus Casing and Dave Lemieux of Jug. They'll be on our program and talk about their win, their first-time winners. That's pretty neat as well, so we're excited to talk to them, looking forward to it, and always happy to have Shane Turcotte and Dean Bliss on our program here today. So lots to get to. Again, thank you for joining us on the Northern Corridor Podcast Network, where you can get other great programs as well, including Between the Bay and the Bench with your MPP Guy Bourgoin, and what's really going on in Queen's Park from your Mushkegowuk James Bay MPP Guy Bourgoin. We have got a show about fraud prevention. Be Northern proud, be Northern aware. Fraud has become a major issue and a major topic right across not only the North, but across Canada and even across the world. So we did a podcast back in March that has done very, very well. And you can catch that, those interviews, that 4-part series on our website, and learn more about how you can prevent yourself from fraud. And it's a great program. And again, we were blessed to have Case Alliance, the Northern Corridor Chamber of Commerce, and the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre for joining us, as well as the Ontario Provincial Police. You can also catch our show the Sports Hub, all about different variety of topics in the world of sports. We just posted a new audio podcast of that featuring a preview of the Canadian National Arabian Championship. That is a horse event going on in Brandon, Manitoba next month. And a guy will be joining me by the name of Tex Cam on that podcast. You can check it out. And also, we've got All Jacked Up, the official podcast of the Hearst Lumberjacks of the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League. We have fun doing that. We're into the off season and talking to some of their signings and some news about what's going on with the Lumberjacks. Again, all those shows are available, PuskaMediaServices.com, and wherever you get your podcasts. We're on social media. You can find me at Dennis J. Puska and also at Puska Media Services. You can also get me on X, Instagram, and LinkedIn, as well as our shows are on Apple, YouTube. We're also on Spotify and the iHeartRadio app. You find us, you put us the coordinates in, and you can listen to us wherever you are. Well, friends, let's pause for a break on our program. When we come back, a complete look at the results of the Geraldton Walleye Classic that took place last weekend. It's coming up next. Stay tuned. This is episode 6 of Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail, brought to you by Puska Media Services.
This is the Northern Corridor Podcast Network, the home of the Sports Hub. Between the Bay and the Bench, with your MPP Guy Bourgoin. All Jacked Up, the official podcast of the Hearst Lumberjacks of the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League. Be Northern Proud, Be Northern Aware, a fraud prevention podcast series, and Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. Tune in at PuskaMediaServices.com, on social media, with Facebook, X, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and wherever you get your podcasts at YouTube, Apple, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Listen to one of our episodes today.
And welcome back to Catching Gold, everyone. It is great to have you with us. So without further delay, let's talk about the Geraldton Walleye Classic and how the results were and what took place. We're going to go back to day one of fishing, and here is how things looked. You had Long Lake representatives Ed Tulin and Greg Wilson. They finished off day one in first place with 8 pounds, 61 ounces. They were first. Second place, our very own Shane Turcotte, who teamed up with his daughter Tyler. They finished at 7 pounds, 8 ounces. Then you had Sylvain and Joel Bedard.
This is the Northern Corridor Podcast Network, the home of the Sports Hub. Between the Bay and the Bench with your MPP Guy Bourgoin. All jacked up, the official podcast of the Hearst Lumberjacks of the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League. Be Northern Proud, Be Northern Aware, a fraud prevention podcast series, and Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. Tune in at PuskaMediaServices.com, on social media, with Facebook, X, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and wherever you get your podcasts at YouTube, Apple, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Listen to one of our episodes today.
And welcome back to our latest episode of Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. This is Dennis J. Puska. That, of course, is Shane Turcotte. He's with us, as well as our winners of the Geraldton Walleye Classic, Dave Lemieux from Jug and Nathan Kozlovich out of Kapuskasing. Gentlemen, great to have you all here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, that's a big win in Geraldton. That's a tough one to win, so congrats to you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, Shane.
It was pretty tough. It was.
Yeah, Geraldton I find is one of those tournaments that anybody could really win there. It's you kind of have to get a little bit lucky and be at the right place at the right time. But you guys managed to do it 2 days in a row. You had a pretty decent bag on day one, and then you really finished it off on day two. So excellent work there.
Yeah, it was like you said. I think it was a lot of luck too, mostly luck, but that we found that big one on Sunday.
Conditions were brutal too, with the sun and.
Yeah, and that's a water it's really a shallow bite, and wind is so important on that water body. Because if it's not windy, those fish are still shallow, and every time you go to cast, I mean, you watch those fish, they spook on your screen pretty quickly. So it's not easy there to get fish. So again, for you guys to pull that off, and is this your first NOWT win as well? Is this your first win, guys? Yeah, it's your first win, right?
I think our best finish was, this was our first win. Our best finish was in Long Lake 2 years ago.
Yeah, we finished fifth, and I think we had 33 pounds.
Nice. Well, I see the big check sitting in the background there from Geraldton. So yeah, seems like you got that already mounted, and you'll get to look at it every time and go back in those memories and have that good feeling. But anyways,
yeah. I had to replace the Montreal flag for that. So
that's
it's worth it.
It's worth it.
So guys, tell me a little bit about, you're going to Geraldton, and again, do you have a game plan when you go there? Like I said, I know it's tough water. So like, what's the plan when you get there?
We told each other that we were gonna figure it out in pre-fish, and once we figured it out, stick to it. We stick to it, and that's what we did. I think that's what helped us.
Wasn't nothing crazy. Like, we're looking for schools of fish and staying like 40 feet away from them. And I think by Friday we figured out that we had maybe like 2 minutes to cast on those schools of fish before they just
disappeared.
Yeah. So yeah, about like a 2 to 5 minute window before we had to move again and find them again.
Now, did you guys find that the bigger fish were kind of mixed in with the smaller ones there too?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I kind of
That was the ultimate goal. Like, we were casting. Like on a school of fish, we could have maybe like go 50 times and we would catch at 16 inches and we'd be happy with that and move on. Try to find the 17 incher that were hard to find.
Right, right. And when you guys, so on day one, I think you guys you had 6 something pounds. I think maybe you're in 8th place after day one, I believe. And so heading into day two, did you guys do the same program on day two? Same spots,
Yeah,
pretty much everything the same day two?
exactly. Same spots, and we move every hour. We move
Ah,
from spot to spot every hour.
so you had a bit of a
We
plan then. You
tried-
said we're gonna go to a spot for an hour and then we're gonna move on to the next spot.
Yeah, yeah. So we'd go at a spot, find a school, find a few schools, and then after an hour, well, the schools are gone. Try to find them. Let's move. So we went to the other spot. Schools are back there. Fish there till they're gone. Turn around, go to the other spot.
Just we had maybe 4 spots in total.
Yeah.
Very close to each other, so like it's super easy to cover water like that.
Now I find Geraldton a real kind of a family type venue. Did you guys have family with you at the park this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I think that was the best part of our win.
Never mind the fishing for a minute there. That was we're so blessed to have our families there. And
Yeah, to pull off our first win in the NOWT in front of our family was pretty cool.
Yeah, and something I think you guys did, I don't think has ever happened at the Geraldton Walleye Classic, is that you guys dumped beer into the trophy. And, you both took a drink at the same time. So
yeah, I don't think that trophy was ever cleaned in 25 years.
I think I busted a tooth at the same time. Pretty heavy.
whose idea was that?
Dean Bliss.
Dean
Bliss's
Bliss.
idea. Yeah, he yelled at us while we were on stage to dump our beer in it and take a swig. So we did.
Well, that was pretty funny. I had that, and that was pretty good. And like I said, getting your first win. Guys know who you are out there. You guys are good anglers, and like I said, it's just nice to get the hard work kind of pays off, and like I said, you get to do it in front of family. So that.
Yeah, and we had the mindset all winter actually. I think every day we text each other like,
Oh yeah, we're
gonna win
for this one.
We're gonna win this year. We're gonna win a tournament, and sure enough, our first tournament together this year we won. So
It was just nice to do it in front of Nathan's family too. They've been through so much in the last couple of years, and to be able to pull this one in front of his mom and his kids.
Yeah,
nice.
no, and yeah. Speaking of that, yeah, I know that I think Nathan and I have a little bit of that in common too. He was, I know when my father passed away 2 years ago, well, last winter actually. I know that Nathan had said something to me in Cap, I think last year. And anyways, again, my condolences to you. I know, like I said, I know it's been a tough go, but somebody was definitely watching you in G-Town this past weekend. So.
I always bring his tackle box in the boat, and on the Sunday, I gave it a few kicks there. Come on, help me out here. We need this over. So
It sure helped. Yeah.
That's awesome, guys. Now, tell me a little bit about how long you guys been going to Geraldton.
For me, it was my first year. I know Dave has been going for a few years now, but
yeah, I did it twice before. I did it in 2022 was my last time. 2019, I think, before COVID.
I guess you're going back next year now, right?
Oh, yeah. You bet.
On the Friday pre-fish till Saturday, I didn't want to ever go back to that lake. And then on Sunday, I'm coming back.
It's hard when you just came back from Duberville and you go there, you're like, just gotta adapt, adjust, and figure it out, I guess.
Yeah. And like I said, it was a quick turnaround from Duberville to that one. So yeah, it's well, like I said, you guys did fantastic. What's next for you guys?
Long Lac is next for us.
Yeah.
Nice. And you guys go. I think you've been going to Long Lac now probably since it started there, right? Like you guys have been going every year.
We've been going for, I think we're going on our 5th year now.
Perfect.
It's one of my, well, I haven't been doing lots of tournaments, but in the last year or two now, I'm starting to do more. But Long Lac is what I started with Dave, and I'm hooked on that one. It's just a great body of water.
Yeah, it's just memories that we're creating. It's fun. Those big fish and those.
Yeah, kind of like Duberville too. Right? A lot of big fish in Duberville and Long
Yeah,
Lac. Long Lac as well. Nice big fish there. Like you said, you get to make a lot of memories, and sometimes it's not good to fish memories, but you get to make them. That's the main thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yep.
What about Dennis? You got any questions for these guys?
Well,
Like I
tell me a
said,
little
first
bit
win.
about guys. Tell me a little bit about as I was checking my notes. I was going through some stuff, and guys, talk about just this event and what makes it so special. It's a harder event, but what else makes it special? Because it's at McLean Park. You got family really nearby. It's a really, as Shane was saying, it's such a neat family experience, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you nailed it on that one. We're with all these derbies, you're gone without the family most of the time, right? So, um, for us, it was kind of important to bring the family and kind of see what you do. And I also brought my mom with me this time, and she's like, "Well, I know why you love this so much now, right? You guys are all like a little community, a little family, right? Between anglers, it's great."
What other events do you guys get to go to throughout the year besides Long Lac and Geraldton? Are there other stops that you guys like to make as well?
Yeah, we're gonna definitely. We wanted to do Cap, but unfortunately that one canceled. But we're gonna do Hearst as well. Uh, I think that's gonna be it, unless something else changes uh, for now. But for now, it's just those two left.
Yeah,
Maybe
I would think
dog,
that
but
if you guys do well in Long Lac, like say top three, I mean, you might have to think about Matagami, right? For
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
you
We're
might,
gonna think about it for sure.
yeah,
But for now, we have three in our scope.
yeah, because that you might have a chance at a four-wheeler, right, for
Mm,
Angler of the Year points.
yeah. And me and Dave, we kind of figure out our little system as well, like how to fish. Like this year, we kind of changed it up. But I've learned lots from Dave. Dave's a great
we
angler.
did the same with from Nathan. Like especially in Geraldton, like we work as a team, like so much in that boat. Like Nathan would just say like, well, one thing that we did too was placing the boat. I watched the last podcast with Jesse there, and you know, and
Well,
made me realize that especially with no wind in Geraldton was so easy to place the boat. Like just take the extra 15-20 seconds to place the boat
and it's our first year. We used to fish both in the front, and now I went to the back. So it was kind of adjustment as well to do. It's our first year doing that. Um,
Right.
it's fun. It's just sometimes you're casting over each other,
well,
and
especially the guy in the front. Like sometimes I get excited. I see that big mark. I'm sure it's the same for you, Shane. Like you get
Yeah.
excited, right? You just want to cast, but sometimes you're not throwing the right thing, or so might as well just use the guy in the back, which
Yeah.
is like
I
good
found
option too.
I found in Geraldton that you really needed to take your time and set yourself up for the right cast because a lot of
Mhm.
times you only had
Yeah.
one shot. If there was a big one there, you kind of had one shot at it, and that was it, right? So,
But the big one we caught on Sunday. It was weird. Like usually you'll kind of see them come in on a live or whatever. And that one, I don't know if I was changing my line or something wasn't working anyway, and I was still looking at the screen, but my line was in the water, and I just seen him come up like this. I was like, "Holy!" Dave cast behind the boat, and sure
I
enough,
didn't even turn my pole or anything. I just
he cast.
that I think it was like 20 feet behind the boat, so 30 feet for me and 20 for Nathan. He said 20 behind, so I went 30, and right away as soon
Smacked him.
yeah, we're fishing like 4 feet of water too. So
I knew it was big.
how big was that one on Sunday?
Honestly, we didn't even measure it. We didn't even weigh it. We're like, okay, we won this tournament. Threw it in the live well.
but then 30 minutes after that, I got a text from my wife. She said I forget the name there, but he just got a 7.8 or 7.6
Yeah.
pounder. and she gave me the wrong name. So we were doing the calculations. So we decided, we made the decision to keep that walleye in the live well all day and trying to upgrade it. She gave us the wrong name, and but turns
I
out
mean,
good.
the good news there is I find the fish are pretty, because they're shallow and they're pretty hardy in the live well all day. You don't usually have too many problems. So
Yeah, exactly. We had no issues
No,
keeping them alive. So
all weekend. Yeah.
well, again, guys, I congrats to you guys. First NOWT win, well deserved. Very good guy, very good bunch of guys there. I know a lot of anglers talk good about you. There's a lot of respect. So glad you're able to come on and do this with us. And I'll let Dennis wrap it up. But man, again, congrats. I think it's great that you guys won. So.
Guys, are there any sponsors? Anybody you want to thank for your on behalf of your win today? People you want to thank, or you got some thank yous out there?
really, I'd like to start with our family. That's the most important, right? Because wasn't for the family, we couldn't do this. So we'll start with our sponsors. We got Murray Tire Towing, Vitricore Builders, Gracie Fabrication and Millwright, AGI, Nicole Stichon, Uptown Mechanical, Landry Float Service, Moose Basin Vacation, Nadeau Haulage, Dan Papineau Truck and Trailer, Faultless Solution, Cat Machine Shop, Modern Truck Center, Ucel Grading, North 49, Seagoing Grading, JS Floating, Abad Tires and Auto Repair, and Northern Signs.
And one more, I'd like to give a big shout out to
And I always forget that one.
Danny Vieno and Denny Martin. We were going on day 2 on Sunday with no live bait at all.
Yeah.
We must have made, like 10 phone calls trying to find leeches. And they spared us a couple dozens of leeches. And
Nice.
Yeah, because we ran out. We like, honestly, on the Friday we caught so many walleye.
Saturday, yeah.
Friday and Saturday, so many walleye. Like it went through our bait like crazy.
Right on.
So talk a little bit about the sponsors, the small ones like that. You have so many sponsors, but that's the terrific. That's the great part of it, that everybody getting on board, and that's got to be nice to say, hey, so many supportive sponsors, many from the Kapuskasing area, Hearst area. I'm sure that's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very great for all the support. A lot of it is people I do business through work. So I support them, they support us. If it wasn't for them, honestly, we probably couldn't do 3, right? So
well, that is terrific, guys. A big win out there. And up next, we've got a little bit of time, though. We've got 3 weeks until we get ready for the Long Lac event. What do you guys do between then and now? Do you do any kind of practice, anything, or do you go do anything?
Yeah, well,
maybe go throw the line?
I'll definitely be on Remy Lake throwing some lines out. So
yeah,
nice.
Supposed to go to Long Lac for 1 hour in next week.
Yeah, we'll probably go during the weekend for a day and
right on
some stuff.
How different is Long Lac from Geraldton completely? Is it the lake? Is it the weather conditions that'll play a part? How different are both lakes?
It's Shane, if you could help us out. I think there's nothing compared to Long Lac and Geraldton. I don't think so anyway.
Yeah, it's
a big
crazy.
Big lake. When there's winds, the waves are unreal. But
live scope fishing is not the same.
No, fishing a lot deeper. A lot bigger fish.
Yeah, it could be different this year. I mean, I won't be there this year, unfortunately. I got something else going on. But the with the late spring, I'm wondering if those fish are going to be hanging around more up top this year. But I look forward to hearing about how the pre-fish and how the tournament goes and who's going to walk away there.
Yeah, I'm just hoping they weigh what they're supposed to weigh, right?
Yeah.
You'll catch 30-inch walleyes and they're 7 pounds. Like that's the one thing, right?
Yeah, sometimes they're skinny there. Yeah, you can catch some skinny ones and you can catch some bigger, like thicker ones. It's you just never know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Guys, thanks for doing this interview today with us. We appreciate you guys were amazing. Congratulations on the victory and on your first NOWT win. And Shane, congrats on your 5th place result. You and Tyler did a great job getting 5th place. Had a great weekend as well.
Hey, man, anytime you can go and do something with family like that, fishing's just a bonus. To me, it was the time spent with my kid. That's the way I look at it. These guys are there spending time with their family. I got to spend time with mine, and those are things you know what, you take advantage of that because you don't get that, right? It's you do it as much as you can. That's the way I look at it.
Exactly.
Oh, for sure. Right now, like I know my wife right now would say, just live in the moment, but I cannot wait to fish with my daughter like you are doing there. It's pretty amazing.
Yes. Yeah, it is amazing, guys. I have to tell you that. Again, she managed the live well. She processed. I never put my hand in the live well. I never processed the fish. I never touched the fish the whole time. She did everything, and she knew what weight we had at the end of the day. Like I said, it's pretty amazing to have somebody like, I'm proud of my kid for being able to do that, and I have so much fun with her. I look forward to doing more with her next year.
That's great. Yeah.
Wonderful, guys. Thanks for doing this. We appreciate Nathan. And Dave, thanks for all of this. We appreciate you. Best of luck in Long Lac, and we'll look forward to hearing your results at the next event. And Shane, thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys. Hopefully we do this again.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There you go.
All right, guys.
All right, boys.
We're gonna pause for a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from one of the organizers, the lead organizer from Geraldton. Her name is Donna Pelletier. She'll join Shane and I and the crew on the Catching Gold podcast when we come back. This is episode 6 of Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail on the Northern Corridor Podcast Network.
This is the Northern Corridor Podcast Network, the home of the Sports Hub. Between the Bay and the Bench with your MPP Guy Bourgoin. All jacked up, the official podcast of the Hearst Lumberjacks of the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League. Be Northern Proud, Be Northern Aware, a fraud prevention podcast series, and Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. Tune in at PooskaMediaServices.com, on social media with Facebook, X, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and wherever you get your podcasts at YouTube, Apple, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Listen to one of our episodes today.
Welcome back to Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. I'm Dennis J. Puska, and joining me is Shane Turcott, and we have our second interview. It is with Donna Pelletier, who's one of the lead organizers for a number of years of the Geraldton Walleye Classic. It just concluded recently, and she joins us from Geraldton after another successful event that was won by the combination of Lemieux and Kozlovich, that were able to post the victory by a mere 20 ounces, the separation between first and second place, and I find that pretty amazing. Donna, Shane, both welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, welcome. Dennis. Well, Donna, I thought we wanted to get a perspective of, somebody that's been doing this a long time and does an incredible job. Now, on the face, all I see is an incredible job, right? And all the anglers really appreciate the event and the venue, but I know there is headaches, there's things that go on in the background that we as anglers don't get to see. So kind of give us a breakdown of what goes into this, and the volunteers and the hours, and how do you make your event look the way it does?
How do we make the event look the way it is? I have a lot of volunteers, but that is mostly towards the very end of getting everything organized. So the week of to like the 3 days of the tournament. The other 362 days, it's just really two of us.
Right.
So we hash things out, we talk things. We disagree, we agree, and it just makes it a whole lot easier. And we've been doing it a long time. I got a binder. I got many, many folders on my computer. It's really easy once you're organized and set. And it's probably been 25 years. I'm not joking.
Yeah,
it's easily.
And I think I've been there for 18 of those 25. I don't hate myself there, but anyways, I've been doing it a long time there, and I gotta say, it's been a great venue for the last 18 years. So obviously you guys have gotten it figured out, and obviously you've run into problems where you know how to troubleshoot and solve them during the day, and a lot of us don't see any of that. And again, I wanna say thanks, and I know a lot of anglers want to say thanks as well, so I'll do that for them. But thanks for such a great event. It's so organized. It really is I look at that one as a family event, just because of the venue itself and the community that's there and the community that gets behind it. Again, I can't say enough about the event itself, and I always enjoy myself there, and I know the anglers do. And again, I just want to give you your props, you and your volunteers. So I want to hear about your volunteers, because they're so important for the 3 days of the event.
So very important, Shane. So Friday, when we go to the venue and start doing it, I had a list of 44 solid volunteers. Those are my volunteers that I knew were on deck and they were coming. Some come for 1 day, some come for all three, some come for like the week building up to it. By the end of the tournament, I had over 50. Just because new people come in, they want to come in, they want to help. And such an important part of the tournament is the youth volunteer. I have so many youth volunteer starting at 8 years old to 16 plus. Some of them end up going into the tournament and fishing. Some of them as adult 30-year-olds, they still come and volunteer every year. So I really stressed to my youth this year how important it is to volunteer within your community. If you want something in the community you live, you need to volunteer for it. You need to step up and either be that spearhead or take something on to make sure you get the things you love within your community. So that made me really proud to have so many youth and so many returning youth that grow into adults and make that core 44 volunteers a year. It's really makes for smooth work.
Excellent. And like I said, I always let everybody know how much I enjoy Geraldton. And again, it's not necessarily for the fishing. It was more for having my daughter there, and then a lot of friends there in the community, and that's the biggest part. And I'm wondering, it's easy for me to say the message, but I want to give you this platform to say, okay, what makes Geraldton so special? How do we get more people to come there? Bring their families. You've got room in the park there. Everything is within a walking distance. The facilities are amazing. Talk a little bit about Geraldton. Talk a little bit about your event, and let's get more people there.
I totally agree, Shane. I wish I knew how to attract more people. Like you said, McLeod Park is such a beautiful park, and there's plenty of space. We have 120 campsite at McLeod Park, so there's always a place to be. We're really working on that family events. We had a market this year, which was really well turned out. All my vendors were really pleased, and they want to come back again. We had some more fun events for the children, and we're going to grow and secure that, and maybe have more of a family style outing during Saturday and Sunday. You know what? Fish with your children. Fish with your child that can handle a full day in the boat. We have a safe lake. It's not like a great big lake that can blow up into great big waves and such. You can always see a shoreline, I'm pretty sure. I don't go on the lake a lot, but I'm pretty sure Kenogamissis is a pretty narrow lake, and you can always see a shoreline. So it's a safe lake for a young family to start fishing.
I mean, here's what I'll say. I'll say this is that there is a lot of people around there to help you launch your boat in the park. So if you come with your kid, there's anglers there, there's volunteers that will help you do that. I didn't bring a barbecue, I forgot. But guess what? You guys had food there Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday. So I was able to feed my kid. I didn't have to worry about cooking. So that was fantastic. And again, the volunteers, everywhere I look, there's always somebody helping somebody. So again, if anybody's looking for a destination, an event to go to, have fun with the family, I say check out Geraldton. I mean, the showers, the facilities, the park is amazing.
Yeah, we make sure there's something for everybody, and you're there. You're going to be fed. You're going to be hydrated. You can stay in the park. We have great showers and electrical sites and non-electrical sites, beautiful water sites where you can bring your boat up if you don't mind leaving it on shore overnight. It really is a whole package. You honestly, if you brought all your bait and keep it alive all weekend, except for maybe having to get gas, you wouldn't have to leave the park.
Well, I brought gas cans. I didn't have to leave the park. So I will turn this over to Dean or Dennis. I know they want to jump in here. I want to hog all the time. But thanks again, Donna, for a great event, and I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Hi, Donna.
Hey, Shane,
Good to see you.
Dean, how are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
When I first attended the GWC way back when, it was when it was at the original site of the headquarters, which would have been the old, not the old, but it's the it was a fishing club there near this. I don't even know if most people even know where it is, but it's right before the highway bridge, and it's right there, on the right hand side. So, but who ever decided that you were going to go to the McLeod Park and make it such a fantastic event?
Well, when our registrations started to peak past 50 teams, we just didn't have the space at the Kenogamissis Fish and Game Club. It just wasn't safe anymore because everybody was parking on the highway, and that's Highway 11. It's a lot of traffic. People are parking in the ditch, and it was a great meeting place. It was beautiful grounds. We had a clubhouse there and a nice beach. It was really lovely. But when we got to more than 50 teams, it really was no longer safe for our anglers to be at because they were walking on the highway just a little bit too much. Then we moved into the municipality, right where our municipal building is now. That was all kind of bush waterfront kind of park area. And that was really great. We used the first bridge, or town bridge, we call it, to launch the boats out of. And so everybody went that way. It was really great because we got a lot of town spectators in because they didn't have to travel on the highway. They didn't have to get a taxi or a bus, or, kids could just bicycle down. It was really great. But then that wasn't our property, and the municipality developed it for their new office space, which is still very beautiful. And they host many large events on that space, but for that many boats and trailers and such and people, it just wouldn't make for a good venue. So we moved out to McLeod Park. And the stage was there from when we had Jamboree, and there was the dome to pull up. So it really gave the tournament that spectacular event that we were looking for. We could really show it up. We could do the top 10 out of water, have music on the stage. We used to have a band Friday night. Do you remember those days when Geraldton had a band? We had a band Friday night. It was great. And you know what? Somebody asked if we would bring a band back. And I'm thinking, well, if there's somebody local, we can definitely entertain that for a Friday night gig. But yeah, so that's how we moved out to the park. The company I work for, we manage the McLeod Park on behalf of the province. So we're able to get the proper permits and stuff to be out there and use the stage and the dome that belongs to us now. So it's great. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, talk a little bit about what it means to the community of Geraldton to have this event and have it gone on for as long as it's gone on for.
Oh, way back, we did the numbers on how much tourism dollars a tournament brings into a community. Just think about it. Your hotel lodging for, 3 to 4 to 5 nights, your gas, your bait, your meals, times that by your number of participants, and it's into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we've been doing this for, 25 plus years. So it means a lot to our region, and not just to Geraldton. It brings tourism into all of Greenstone. So it means a lot. And we get support from all of Greenstone. Our municipality helps, businesses help. Businesses were so generous with their donations this year. It's really humbling, and it makes me very proud to be part of the community that just really gives back to the event. So it really, really does mean a lot. Yeah, and I think it's only going to get better. I think people are starting to come back to the outdoors again instead of just watching everything at home, and that fan base is going to start growing again.
Well, one of the things too about the tournament too has got to be your corporate partners. You mentioned about them and how important they are to making sure you get wonderful prizes, but also you get support and be able to do things you want to do.
Yes, absolutely. Corporate sponsors are extremely important for the prizes, for the anglers, but they're also important for the longevity of the club. So, as you know, this year our numbers were down. Like, we used to host 120 boats like that. At the end of Sunday, we'd be full at 120 boats. Times have changed, and that's all right. We had 58 teams this year, and it was quite relaxing. I wasn't so tired come Sunday, and that was okay. But to keep our historic prize board as deep in the cash as it was, our club had to give back to the tournament. And it was really easy for the club executive to say, yes, that's okay. You can spend some extra money to help boost that cash prize table. That could probably happen for a couple years, but after that, there's going to have to be some more changes towards that cash board. But we'll see. We'll see where the future brings us.
One of the things too, I love the way these events really kind of embrace the community, and the community embraces the anglers and welcomes them with open arms to their community. And it's great to see how this event has really become such a neat stop for everybody to go to, especially in the region, but on tour. It's almost like everybody looks forward to, let's go to Geraldton. They've always do a great job with family events and giving the family something to do while everybody else is on the boat and on the water.
I appreciate hearing that. After so many years, you kind of every year you say, oh, well, maybe this will be my last one. I'm getting kind of tired of this. I get a little cranky, those kind of things. But when I hear those comments and I see everybody so happy and joyful, and they're saying, hey, Donna, nice to see you again. And thank all the volunteers. It really fills my heart, and it fills that part of my need to continue to bring the joy to everybody.
And one of the things, guys, maybe you guys can elaborate on this too. And Donna, teams from everywhere. I was looking at the leaderboard. Thunder Bay, of course, Shane from Goulet River, Dean from Kapuskasing, the winners from Kapuskasing and Jug. There's quite a group from almost every nook and cranny, Long Lac, whatever, all over from Northern Ontario converge in the thriving metropolis of Geraldton, then on at McLeod Park.
Yeah, we have a diverse angler pool. That's for sure. So I'm glad to see that people come from far and wide.
It's a close-knit community, and like I said, Geraldton has been on the map for a while, and I know everybody appreciates what Donna and her volunteers do there to make such a great event, and I think that's why, we know the times we're in right now, but to still have 58 teams show up there is pretty impressive. And I think you'll only build from there. I think there was a lot of great, a lot of people had their families there this past weekend and really enjoyed that, and actually are looking forward to doing that again next year, bringing their families. And some of these families are getting older and now can participate. So it makes it great too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it does.
And I just want to thank you, Donna, for all these years of the GWC bringing that to us. It made the entire fishing community, I think, a lot stronger, especially when we were there in Geraldton. Everybody's camping together, so all the teams kind of know each other, help out each other. So I think it really, made a strong impact on the fishing community as a whole. They're just by going to the GWC, and I can't wait till for next year's event.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Next year's event, I'm just going to put a little plug in there. You have until July 14th, which I think is a Monday, the second Monday in July 14th to register. And then after 4 o'clock that day, that'll be the cutoff, and I'll do the draw a little bit later after that. So I extended the period to get into the draw order. So you have until the 14th.
Right on.
That's terrific. I think it's always a big event, and we've got a few weeks now until Long Lac. But boy, 2 great events back to back. Part of what makes the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail such a terrific tour every year to be a part of. That's for sure. Any closing remarks or closing comments, guys?
No, I just want to say that it's Greenstone again. The term Greenstone because that all encompasses Geraldton, Long Lac. I mean, guys, if you're looking for a destination, whether it's to fish the tournament or just get out and go fishing and enjoy time with the family, make sure you look up Greenstone. Great place to go.
And if anybody's interested in even trying an NOWT event, this would probably be your best choice, just to get the introduction to the tournaments and what happens at each of them, and just to get that overall good sense of the family, the close knit that we are.
I have to agree with that, guys. Greenstone is a great fishery, so make sure you hit up the Long Lac Walleye Masters in a couple weeks, and then register for the Geraldton Walleye Classic 2027, and we'll see you then.
Wonderful, guys. Thanks for doing this, guys, for doing our show today. Donna, thanks for all the great work you do for the Geraldton event every year. And also thank you to Dean and Shane for joining us, as always, on our program today.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
All right, Donna, guys.
That's Donna Pelletier, that's Dean Bliss, and that's Shane Turcotte here on episode 6 of Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. Welcome back and wrap things up in a moment. This is the Northern Corridor Podcast Network.
This is the Northern Corridor Podcast Network, the home of the Sports Hub. Between the Bay and the Bench with your MPP Guy Bourgoin. All jacked up, the official podcast of the Hearst Lumberjacks of the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League. Be Northern Proud, Be Northern Aware, a fraud prevention podcast series, and Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail. Tune in at PuskaMediaServices.com, on social media with Facebook, X, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and wherever you get your podcasts at YouTube, Apple, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Listen to one of our episodes today.
And welcome back, everyone, to episode 6. Again, a very special thank you to Shane Turcotte and Dean Bliss, as always, for doing a great job with the interviews and with the leading the discussion and the questions. And I was in there, too. And also, thank you to Nathan Kozlovich of Campus Gazing, Dave Lemieux of Jug for joining us on our show, as well as Donna Pelletier, the lead organizer of the Geraldton event. So we've got a little bit of a break before the next event on the NOWT, and that will be in Long Lac on July 25th and 26th, as I was just looking at my calendar. That is coming up next, so that'll be fun. I know a lot of people look forward to going to Long Lac and that big body of water. There's some great fish in there, and of course, the Long Lac community does such a terrific job hosting it every year, and we look forward to, the anglers do, to heading into Long Lac to checking it out, having some fun, and enjoying the weekend down in that beautiful community. So that is the next stop of the trail, and we will join you following that event with more discussion, more results. We'll hear from the winners, we'll hear from organizers, many other people that make Catching Gold a very unique podcast. And again, thank you for taking time from your busy schedule for watching us wherever you do. Again, we're on the official NOWT That is the Northern Ontario Walleyes YouTube page. We're also on the Northern Corridor Podcast Network, where you can see a lot of our other podcasts right there, watch some of them, and even listen to some of them. So that's important there. And of course, we're on PuskaMediaServices.com. Click on the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail and enjoy the podcast right there. So for Shane Turcotte, Dean Bliss, Donna Pelletier, Nathan Kozlovich, and Dave Lemieux, I'm Dennis J. Puska. Be good, stay out of trouble. I'll try to do the same. And until next time in Episode 7, this has been Episode 6 of Catching Gold, the official podcast of the Northern Ontario Walleye Trail, brought to you by Puska Media Services. Good night, Dick. Talk to you next time. Bye for now.